Welcome to my new, very new car, my Fiesta ST Line, in what I'm finding, looking at it, the gorgeous race red. I think it's complementing the looks of the car and the exterior styling well. Looking at the side profile of it, it hasn't changed a massive amount. It's changed for the better, but not overboard. I love these wheels first. Check these wheels out. I like these. One little thing that Ford have done, they put black inserts in. I really like that. Gone are the days when they whack a stupid little Ford blue badge in and you have to try and get ones to cover them over and all that. This time Ford are actually listening to the customers. That is a simple good effect to that. I like that. You will see from the back they've completely changed the look of the Fiesta. We have now got these sweeping lights where there used to be up here. I like things like this. This sets it off nicely, and we have a different roof spoiler now. We haven't got these inserts in, it's just all a solid one, but I think it looks the part. Coming down we have this nice rear diffuser. This is exclusive to the ST line. If you get an ST, this has a lip in red or whichever colour the car is, which sweeps back over and covers a lot of this. But I like this, it just breaks it all nicely. We have a cheeky little chrome tailpipe. I prefer that, I think it gives it a good look. Now, these wing mirrors, they look fairly chunky, but I think the actual mirror looks a little bit small. Until you get used to it, it's one of those little niggly things. We have some nice side skirts. These are all exactly the same as what you will find on the brand new ST. So put them side by side and they're very same. So we have these lovely side skirts going on. We have little features I like. We have the ST line badge. You don't get a badge on the side with the ST, but I like this little badge going on. I love this piano black, and one thing I wish Ford would have done, why didn't you make that one lower down the same? Why didn't it be exactly the same? I will be taking that off and getting it done like that. But that's Ford for you. The fog lights, again in this sort of matte black surrounding here. The only difference with the ST is it continues right around in a matte black. And that's the only difference. And of course you'll have the ST badge. Headlights. On this one, they are the standard headlights. You can spec on the X-Pack one a slightly better headlight fitting. To be fair, it's not much difference, it just has a little cutting style within and more brighter bulbs. You only get really mega decent headlights on the ST, and you have to get an ST3 to do that, so you're talking money. But these are fine, these do the job. So yes, what Ford have actually done, they've even smoothed out the bonnet on this from the Mark 7. It hasn't got that ripple in it, but they've put the ripple in the roof this time. They've done it the other way around. You haven't lost any boot space. I think your boot space is fairly decent in this, even so it's a 3-door. 60-40 split seats, bang them down, plenty more, I'd say, space to get stuff in. You certainly don't lose any space. Underneath, well, you don't get a spare wheel. You've just got the tyre inflation kit as usual, but I think a lot of cars are going that way now. If you get the X-Pack one, you don't even get that space, it's filled with a big subwoofer. So be aware if you're going to spec that, because then you haven't even got space for anything. But yeah, it's a decent sized boot. But let's touch on the interior. What I'm going to just do for you is just start her up, and first we'll take a look at the display. Push button start, of course. What Ford have now done with the Fiesta is brought it into the 21st century at long last. This is what the Fiesta needed. The last Mark 7 Fiesta was just a button fest in the centre, and it basically looked like the buttons had just been sneezed onto the dash. Looking down here first, we have as eco button, which to be fair in this car is a bit of a not to really bother about. To be fair, I don't use the eco button much. You got your traction control off, and this is the one that do like, and I'm glad you can do this. You've got your active city stop where you can turn it off, so the car's not, when you take the foot off the clutch, the car's not switching itself off and then starting again when you set off. I don't like the idea of that. It looks like you're people are walking past that you've stalled basically and you're starting your car again. So I always turn that off. Me being me, loving my cup holders, we have plenty cup holders. We've got two here, spring-loaded ones. We've got one in the back, but there is for this car you can actually get the optional armrest which fits in there, which I might do in due course. You've got a USB port there. As drifting forwards up, you have another one there, as well as your 12-volt power unit. The only major buttons you have, and I like these, let's say, controls, for your temperature and your blowers, they're really nice to touch. They have a rubber edge, but they're also slightly spring-loaded. So when you grab them, they give you that sort of good feel to them. And indicators for the speed of the blower, and obviously that for your temperature, backwards and forwards, hot and cold. You have what I'm glad I've got and love. You've got your front heated windscreen, your front blowers, your two vents. You can turn the whole system off. You've got your rear, you've got your circulation, and you've got your aircon. I love, on this to do with the vents, these buttons. I will just turn the stereo down completely, and I don't know if you'll pick up on this, but when you move them, they have a satisfying little quality click to them, which I kind of like that. It's different from Ford, from the, let's say, cheaper stuff they used to do. Going further up, we're heading to the tablet. Of course, it's all now touchscreen. You've only got your volume and your tune as buttons there, because everything is all touchscreen now. So, we're on audio at the moment. We can pop it to the home page, and it will give us a small little sat nav there, and all your information about your radio and so on. If you go into the phone, you've got all where you can look at your contacts, in Siri, everything with your settings. You can read your text messages, you can go to your actual phone keypad. It does everything what your phone can do. This comes with Apple CarPlay as well, so people with iPhones and so on, good news. Plug in, you can do everything off your iPhone on this system. The navigation, I find, is a pretty decent sat-nav actually for this, as this car is actually classed as an ST navigation. So you get this nice clear screen. Find parking areas, all sorts of things like that. Scroll down. It even warns you of roadworks and so on, and everything that a sat-nav really should do for you. And I find it's not a hard system to figure out. It's quite easy. And you can pinch and zoom the screen, and so on, like that. And everything seems to move very smoothly with it. So that's the sat-nav. Settings, you've obviously got your sound for your stereo, your clock, everything to do with your phone, your Bluetooth, your radio, your mobile apps. At the moment I've not got any on because obviously I'm not connected via the USB. But yeah, everything's there for you at one touch of a button. So dashing round to, let's say, the dash. As gauges are very vibrant and clear. They're really lovely gauges. We have a trip computer in the centre. You can basically toggle through everything, the settings for the vehicle, connect your phone. It tells you basically some things that's on obviously your display screen, everything about your radio. You can even got your navigational compass. You've got driver assist, and that's the lane departure warning. If you stray out of a lane, you can leave it on so you've got your speed showing and so on. I like to keep it on this, giving me a few things of information. We've got a switch for his auto lights right down here and so on, and dimming for the headlights to lower them. Some people might say, yes, it's very black and that in here, is it a bit gloomy? But I don't really find it gloomy. I find it a comfortable place to be. I don't think this car would have worked if this roof lining would have been, let's say, a cream colour. For its controls, we have the race pedals, with this being an ST line, and we have a lovely gear shift with just a little bit of chrome that runs through the middle, and it's a lovely 6-speed gearbox. It's a lovely short shift, and it really changes well. I find this a damn good gearbox actually. And we have a very slight, I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but we do have a very slight carbon fibre effect going on, only available in the ST lines and the ST. I think it's a very good touch. I expected that it would probably just been a matte black finish and they wouldn't have bothered, but it's fine. With this one you can actually upgrade to what they call an ST line X-Pack, which instead of these chrome around the edgings and so on, would give you a red, and you'd get a half leather trim on the seats. If you apply a bit of money, you can upgrade your display from this size to an 8-incher. To be fair, I can't tell much difference. I've seen one that's an 8-incher, and to be fair, everything that you use on the display you can do as well on this as you can on that. So to be fair, it's not a biggie, is that? I really think they've changed this car for the better. It is bigger, it's bigger inside and out, but Ford didn't really want to dramatically change what was already working for the Mark 7, so they've achieved it. They've made a good car better.